Good afternoon. My name is Joe Simpson and I am the franchisor of CANNA-MELT. I'm here today to offer you all the opportunity to be a part of an industry that is ahead of the curve and intends to stay that way. Before we start, let me show you just the curve I'm referring to. The green rush. Might look familiar? It is. Folks in cannabis legal states are generating revenues and profits that exceed the national growth rate of what our ancestors could do back in the 1850s when the gold rush sparked. Many who took that risk were criticized by skeptics, similar to the uphill battle the marijuana and cannabis industry has had to fight for the last few years. Well, who's laughing now? That's right, I think we know. So, here in 2017, we invite you to come laugh with us as cannabis strives to set records for revenues generated as it's projected to clear $20 billion in the U.S. alone by 2023. That is 6 years. In total, 10 years of business, and it is projected to generate $20 billion in business a year and growing. While cannabis culture has been on the rise, there's something that some of us believe has lost its light, but its production and numbers undoubtedly remains constant. Fast food. Fast food is an industry that has become sort of a staple, especially in the U.S. Some may have forgotten that fast food generated $223 billion in 2015. And if you notice, steadily climbing trend. Us at CANNA-MELT, we sure noticed that. Once reading about those numbers in 2015 and studying instead the steadily increasing trend, I was determined to find a niche into this huge market. So we had researched to figure out what the industry was missing, or what was most popular. Obviously, the big three, McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's, generate the most sales annually. The top 5 of the major fast food franchises are all our burger joints, so we didn't see much of it in there. Obviously, the substitutes to burgers and the classic American staples weren't getting the job done. So we researched and researched to figure out what the industry was missing. Difficult to find a fit for us. It doesn't look good. But because burgers being the most popular and that need being met by big time players, we didn't think any new type of food would stick, and so it was very discouraging for us. Until, hey, this is where the breakthrough happens. Bon appetit. Much like the increased interest in craft beer, people started showing interest in craft cannabis. It was discovered that you could implement cannabis into your cooking recipes, and this sparked a new trend. Restaurants started offering the option to infuse your meal with cannabis. This created a new atmosphere for going out to dinner. It's become very popular in regions where recreational use is legal. This was so popular because it offered a totally new experience, a new atmosphere to going out. As we watched the popularity of this concept grow, we noticed something else. The mass majority of people who would eat a cannabis-infused meal regularly were not the ones, in fact, being catered to in this case. The fact of the matter is, upscale gourmet restaurants, with or without cannabis, are going to have a demographic of older, middle, or upper-class adults going out on a date night or out for a big dinner party. And as the excitement of something new like this wore off, we began to see that these restaurants infusing gourmet meals with marijuana were staying afloat, but they were only bringing in the same regulars, and it wasn't a large group. They didn't have a large targeted market. It was more the country club moms looking for wine club to turn to cannabis club, which not a bad thing, but you can't solely rely on that for your business. So it just eliminated it astronomically. Why was this the only option, we asked ourselves? Well, this is when CANNA-MELT was created. And it's just too expensive, takes too long. It's not what society was looking for. They had the right idea, but we believe they missed the mark slightly. We believed we had a better market for CANNA-MELT. We believed we had a better market for consumers and could provide it at a cheaper price than what the previous industry standard had set. The feedback we got was terrific. About 57% of 18 and older males, under 30 or late 20s, eat fast food multiple times a week, if not daily. To go along with that statistic, about half of them, just under half of them, use cannabis. CANNA-MELT, we're not just trying to get the young guns, we apply to everybody. And CANNA-MELT is also a great addition for the working class to visit for lunch. Many cannabis users have enjoyed finding a dose of THC on their lunch break, and we allow them to do that. We have had specific feedback from the working class on how the saving of time and gas alone is enough for them to stop by CANNA-MELT. The other large pro is you don't smoke it. You get all the benefits, the medical aspects, the recreational uses, whatever you're looking for, you get it out of eating it, and you don't have to smoke it. This is popular because the working class, they're getting it at lunch, they're going back to work. Your boss, they don't want to smell that. It's discreet, it's polite. And so the people are a fan of not having to worry about smelling like smoke when they return to work, yet they can feel like they can continue with their day as they please. Research has shown that much of the lunch crowd would end up at fast food joints down the road anyway. So when you throw our 2-for-1 factor in there, it's a no-brainer. They say. It's a few more dollars for lunch, but in the long run, it saves the money they would spend at a dispensary attaining cannabis somehow. Because our prices are only a few dollars above major fast food franchises, we still believe the comparative advantage is there for us over traditional fast food franchises. This is true because along with the young adults and working class lunch crowd, we also have the moms. You should be surprised how many moms with young children smoke. It's a daunting task keeping up with a kid all day or running around carpool lines, on the go, food on the go, get your medicine. They like it. It works. It's simple. Mothers with young children are amongst the highest who eat fast food for those reasons. This is true due to the busy nature carpooling. Meals on the go, stress reliever, kids yelling, aching. Couldn't imagine. We have it, they like it, we give it to them, they come back. We also provide non-cannabis menu for children. We are not, major difference between us and the previous restaurants who infuse their food with cannabis is they encourage the atmosphere and experience of smoking with your food and the lifestyle, in essence, that comes with cannabis. And CANNA-MELT, we're not here for that. We don't want these popping up in the city and clouds coming out everywhere. These are a good food option, quick, efficient, gives you what adds, it has a little extra bonus to give you what you need. From a business standpoint, we can add that bonus with minimal cost and charge higher. You can generate more revenues, costs don't go up as much. It's why would you not do it if you increase your target market to triple, quadruple, I mean globally? It's insane. So we don't allow smoking because we want to encourage everybody. Oh. Stay-at-home moms with young kids. Big guys gotta eat, right? This provides us with steady clientele throughout a diverse demographic that enjoys our service. For a franchise to open up, they would have to choose a location where cannabis laws are legal. This means legal by recreational use. Unfortunately, we cannot justify opening in medical only use states. There is just would not be enough demand. But recreational, it is a green mine. We have about 10 or so states currently, before 2017, that had recreational legal in the United States. This far in 2017, about 7 other states have already passed that law. And the trend, as you've seen, is going upward. So at this rate, we can expand. This limits us within the U.S. currently, but fortunately for us, we are ahead of the curve, and as I mentioned before, because each time a new state law is overturned, there are tens of thousands of people lining up to try something out for the first time. This is great for us from a marketing standpoint because it markets itself. We also have a huge market outside the U.S. Cannabis laws are different everywhere in several countries that would welcome us with open arms. In order to invest in CANNA-MELT, there are a few requirements you must meet. Franchise requirements: net worth must be of $1 million. Be prepared to invest in total about $1.5 to $2 million. Royalty fees will be paid from the franchisee to the franchisor at 4% on the gross monthly receipts paid to the company. And the revenues, expenses for year one's expected to generate about $4 million in year one with growth with more franchises, and expenses just over $235,000. Thank you guys for your time. I hope you invest.